YouTube, what is up? What is up? Right now, obviously, we're up. We're out a little late, a little later than usual. And additionally, your boy's a little under the weather. You know, from time to time, I may be hitting you guys with a little bit of nose action. Listen, the work doesn't stop when you're an entrepreneur. The work doesn't stop when you're trying to spread the message of what Haiti can be and the potential of Haiti, right? And so the work doesn't stop. We're gonna keep at it, and rain or shine. We're out a little later than usual. I know you folks are used to me doing, at least when it comes to lives, doing this a lot earlier in the morning, typically. So we didn't do it. I'm sure you guys noticed we didn't do the typical morning time, and that was because we had this plan. We had this opportunity lined up for this evening, and I think maybe we might get a little more activity, a little more action. So I think evenings is better for most people, anyways. Most people are in bed or just laid out and looking just to chill, and this might be just what the doctor ordered. Especially given that I really want people to listen and to talk and to be engaged on this particular topic, which is the United Front to fortify Haiti. No. I'm confusing my groups here, right? It's the United Front. One second. Of the diaspora. There you go. United Front of the Haitian diaspora. Got my notes mixed up here, right? And this group in particular has a special place in my heart, in particular because of the amount of work and the amount of work I helped them do throughout their time, in existence, and what they've been able to do in a little bit of time they've had. And I'm talking about moving mountains, literally moving mountains to get to where they're at, currently. And we have the executive director, Albert DeCady, right, with us. And I'm gonna bring him on camera just a little bit here. I'm gonna bring him on camera just a little bit to speak and talk about what he's doing. But the most important aspect, however, is I need folks to understand, because I know folks who particularly watch me for a long time, right, have always know where I stand in particular, right? They know that I stand. I don't, when it comes to politics, I don't really do politics. I don't, right? My focus is business. My focus has always been, how do we engage, the economy, right? How do we get folks to come back, in particular, to engage from an economic perspective, right? Simply because it just seems to me as if so many folks are so engaged with politics, the political activism of things, that something's lost, right? Which is, folks engaging in things that have proven, the facts are in. Historically, the facts are in. What changes things is engagement on an economic level, all right? And so, but the reality is, right? The reality is that as long as I've been in Haiti now 3 years, and in the 3 years I've been in Haiti, I can tell you all roads lead back to politics. All roads leads back to the dysfunction of government here on every level. And it's on some degree, I'll be frank, irresponsible for someone to be saying, come to Haiti, Haiti, do business, do business, when the level of désordre that exists here, right, sourced from the government, right, and one is not also putting that on the plate, right? It's irresponsible for me to say, okay, guys, we need to come in, economically, be active, engage, right? But not also have some sort of thing going on to provide the change that's needed simultaneously, which is in particular, I don't know anything else, right? Haiti has so many problems, but for sure, there needs to be access for the diaspora to be able to engage in the political change that's going on in the country. That needs to happen in the country, actually. The folks that are currently in power, their track record for the past 30 years, the proof's in the pudding. You land from Port-au-Prince Airport, you take a few steps out of the airport, and what do you see? Let's be honest, we're having a frank conversation. It's late at night, we're having a frank conversation. So let's have a frank conversation. Let's be honest. You get out, when you take a few steps out the airport, what do you see? With Fatra, right? What do you see? You see, folks panhandling on the street because there's no other opportunities, there's no jobs, right? You see buildings in disarray, right? Let's be frank, let's be honest. Let's have an honest conversation. You see, you drive around, there's some nice neighborhoods, don't get me wrong. And I've shown you some really nice things on Seejeanty YouTube, but simultaneously, you all know, if you've been to Haiti, there's some rough spots. There's some spots that, as was there a fight here? Was there a war? Right? The buildings are, and when you sit and when you actually live here and you talk and you see, what the source of the problems are, it is government. It is a lack of engagement from the mayor down to the deputy, down to the senator, not putting money into the pot to fix the roads, not putting incentives in place to make it easy to start a business, right? Again, it takes $3,000 in 3 to 6 months to get an incorporated business. That doesn't make any sense. In a country where it has 80% unemployment, we know that it's businesses that give jobs. Why is it so hard to open up a business when we know it's business that's going to change the economy and improve the life of the Haitian citizen? It should be the easiest thing in the world. Like in America, an LLC, it takes me 15 minutes. I go to sunbiz.org, I type in a few things. In 15 minutes, I have an LLC. Another 5 minutes, I go to irs.gov, I get my EIN, and I'm good. I'm good to go. Within 20 minutes, I'm a registered entity, legal entity that can do business around the globe. And then it takes me another 5 minutes to go to the bank. I print out my paperwork. I show them my paperwork, right? And then within 10 minutes, it depends on how long the wait is, how many people are waiting in the lobby, I can then open up a bank account. And once the bank account's open, I have a legal entity, I have a bank account. I am as powerful as Amazon. I'm as powerful as Microsoft. I'm as powerful as Ford. I'm as powerful as Walmart, in the sense that I have access to the same playing field as they do. It's the easiest thing in the world. In Haiti, it's not, right? And it goes back to the government. It goes back to not having leadership with a vision, right? And not having, because I can tell you, coming from America to Haiti, I don't want anything. I'm not here to put money in my pocket. I'm here to improve the livelihood of the Haitian citizen, man. It breaks my heart. I live in America, and I'm seeing my Haitian brothers and sisters suffering. It breaks my heart even more that I'm in the country and I'm seeing it eye to eye, that I see my brethren suffering, right? And I can't do a thing about it. Let's be clear. I have no political inclination, right? Somebody can say, Chris, here's your prime minister. I'm good. Give me something somehow that I can engage with the business community and help with that aspect. And I don't want a title. I just give me that access, give me the opportunity to speak. I'm not saying no. But someone like me who feels differently about politics, should have that access, particularly if they know they can provide a change that the current government isn't providing, right? And so the United Front, right, the United Front of the Haitian diaspora, okay, is here to help provide an avenue to help change those things, right? And I have Albert DeCady in the lobby here. I'm about to bring him in because I've been talking and ranting a little too much. I want to bring him in. I want him to provide his perspective. I want him to tap me on my hand for stumbling on saying the United Front of the Haitian diaspora the right way the first time. I want him to tap me on my hand for messing that up, right? And before I do, let me just read the comments real quick. I got G. Gardaria saying, I know sometime I get mad when I see people at the airport bargaining. National airport, a lot of the country runs on credit. Haiti charge you a high interest when you borrow money again. That's all. You're absolutely right. That's all crazy, crazy stuff. G Darius 10. Steve Q also says, hey, Haiti will never change to when you promise to travel a lot. I haven't seen a country like Haiti. Okay, nice, Steve Q. You know, that's a very pessimistic thing. I'm here because, it's just sitting behind your laptop and saying things never change will actually guarantee nothing changes. So instead, we're here to engage in a conversation to see what we can do to actually influence it. Because Sugite Negio, where they're at right now, you're right, nothing will change. But we're here to start a conversation about what can we do to make those changes happen. And I appreciate you watching, though, Steve Q. Maybe you leave, I don't know, but I appreciate you watching. That means maybe in the back of your mind you do feel there's an opportunity for change. And so I appreciate the comment nonetheless. Pierre Paul says the diaspora needs to go back, run as senators, deputies, mayors, presidents, PM. That's the first step. I don't know, but I sure know what's happening right now isn't changing anything. Cynthia Salmon says, you make sense, man. I appreciate your positive attitude. Haiti had another game going on. Hey, man, this is for you, Cynthia. This is for you. Appreciate it. Steve Q, they will let the diaspora take over. We'll see. Haiti AR, Haiti needs dual citizenship. All right. And then Pierre Paul says, who are they? So we're going to stand back and just use the excuse. So there you go. Pierre Paul is talking to Steve Q for me. I appreciate that, brother. All right. So I'm very sad, and I can't see any comments from Facebook. See my Facebook show up on this example. Click on the screen. Okay. All right. I don't see anything coming from Facebook. This might be a little bug or something. We'll see. In any case, I got Albert DeCady coming on. Let's click the button, bring him in. Albert DeCady is on screen, the executive director of United Front of the Haitian Diaspora. Welcome, my brother.
Welcome, Chris. Thank you, Chris, for having me today on your show, on your platform, to share with my fellow Haitians and others who may be listening to this cast today. What the work of the United Front, or we call it Front Uni de la Diaspora, United Front of the Diaspora, is doing to help perhaps bring different, a different perspective. I mean, first of all, we do not think, Haiti is a lost case. We do think that if you ask the wrong questions, then you're gonna find the wrong answers. And certainly if you do the same thing every day and you're getting bad results and you continue doing it, you may be crazy. So the United Front of the Diaspora is looking at what's wrong with the system, believing that every problem has a solution and that we need to search for that solution and implement that solution in a systematic way, in such a way that we get the result that we want. We mean that change the system. If the system is not working, tweak it until it does give us the output that we are looking for.
I love it. So Albert, let's give some folks some background here. I am seeing some Facebook comments. That's good. I was a little worried it wasn't working. Appreciate Patricia and Giancarlo. I'm gonna engage you guys in just a second. But Albert, so tell me about the organization itself, United Front of the Haitian Diaspora. How long has it been around, number one? And tell us, folks, a little about your engagement. Like, you've been around since the inception. So how have you been engaged?
So I'll start by a little bit of introduction of myself. I'm Albert DeCady. I'm an engineer. I have a master's degree in electrical engineering, a master's degree in business, and a law degree as well. And my work is extensive in the Haitian community. I'm based in Washington, D.C. We've been working with different organizations over the past years. I chaired the DWHRC, which responded to the earthquake, organizing the response from the DC, and actually we were based at the embassy. And the question that was posed is, where does this organization, when did it start? So let me start with, where did the work start? So the work has been started. I mean, it's the work of actually, the work that United Front is doing right now is a continuing work of other organizations that had been doing it. However, we regroup under the umbrella of the United Front of the Diaspora to group different organizations that somehow were doing the work, but under the wrong legal auspices. So, for example, as you may know, as you do know, from Chicago, you have Congrès to Fortify Haiti that's been doing great work in Chicago and different work, but they're 501c3. So they do a lot of charity work. They do a lot of, keeping the kids that are growing up in Chicago connected with the Haitian community, celebrating different days, like, whether it's 1st of January, the Flag Day, and under that organization also started a lot of lobbying work to Haiti to actually bring in about double nationality for Haitians. However, the work of the organization became so heavy on the political side, it was going to fall out of what its charity status is. And that was happening. I just give that as one organization that's trying to do this kind of work, but under the wrong law thing in the United States, right? So seeing that, we call all these other organizations that were kind of doing some of the advocacy work and say, hey, why don't we create an organization 3 years ago that would focus on the political stuff while you do the charity stuff. Your organizations are going to be member organizations of this organization, and actually there are more than 50 organizations made up the United Front. That's why it's a United Front. We have organization in Canada, US, Dominican Republic, France, and we have members from Australia, throughout the world. So wherever the diaspora is, they are members of, they either are members now or they can become members of the United Front, whether as an organization already or as individuals.
So I'll recap that. 50 organizations across the world are working together to influence political change in Haiti. I feel you ask me about feeling. I got to some. That's what you hear. I got. It sounds like you have an organization that's actually doing it, right? And most
that is the challenge. That is the big challenge, right? Is that in the past the organizations not have that one voice, and 3 years ago we decided that we're going to create this one voice. And for the past 3 years, we've been working and putting work out there under one umbrella, which is the United Front. Yep. And I've heard that comment from Haiti before, from politicians from Haiti who said, well, the diaspora is not organized. Well, first of all, I want to say that the diaspora is not an organization. The diaspora happens to be a name that they give to people who live abroad, right? So you're never going to find everybody together. The Haitians are pretty organized. They have churches, they have big churches. So they're organized in that fashion, but not everybody's going to belong in one group, right? We have 4 million people, a quarter of the population of Haiti. Right. Haiti has 12 million. Haiti have 12 million. The diaspora is 4 million strong. Yeah. Right. So it would be inconceivable to say that they all belong to one organization. Yeah. No, we belong to several different organizations that are doing different things. But when it comes to political issues in Haiti, The United Front is spearheading and leading that movement to make sure that we all lead, and actually showing the politicians in Haiti that we are organized and we will organize our movement and we will make changes in Haiti.
And something you kind of skipped over, but it's very important, is that the precursor to the United Front, the Haitian Congress, and the multi group that was working together, they in 2011, right now I'm enjoying a lot of benefits of dual citizenship, right? The fact that even though I'm a U.S. citizen, I am still a Haitian citizen, i.e., I don't have to do the visa thing. I can immediately have my Haitian, the equivalent of a Haitian social security number. I can own land in the country, all because well, first off, I was born in Haiti, but additionally, folks who maybe not been born in Haiti, so long as you have one of your parents who are Haitian, you are of Haitian descent, and you have the full rights of a Haitian citizen, regardless if you have another citizenship. And that's because of what you guys were doing, right? You guys worked together, got legislation.
Well, that was the work. The United Front wasn't created at that point,
exactly,
so it was the work of a lot of other organizations,
exactly. But
spearheading by the Congress, Congress
exactly.
to fortify Haiti, pretty much.
Exactly. I want to make that clear. It is a precursor that evolved into that, but that's even before you had this formal structure. Even before things were a little more, free flowing. Let's say that word. But still, you're able to get legislation in front of senators, and then Martelly ratified it. And now, again, a lot of folks, for example, if you have a Haitian, I don't know if you know this, on your passport, U.S. passport, if you have Haitian born in Haiti, for example, on there, you don't have to pay the $5 when you enter. That's one little cool thing, right? Amongst many other cool things. And that's people say, so what have they done? What have they done? This is what they've done. And they weren't even that organized, you guys, right? And now you guys are organized and are moving forward with something really impactful. So go ahead and tell. You have a campaign, I believe, too, Albert. Go ahead, let them know what you guys have going on right now.
Yeah. So so the 1987 Constitution was created, of course, after the Duvalier, and with a lot of emotion. And the diaspora group was pretty much one of the group that they left out, especially if you had acquired citizenship of another country. So there were a lot of lobbies that happened, and eventually in 2012 we did have that constitution amended, and the constitution now says anybody who's Haitian, born of Haitian father or a Haitian mother, you don't even have to have both. You can acquire your Haitian citizenship, and that, like you said, you see the benefit of that already. Now the next movement is to another iteration in the Constitution, because that still just basically said, you have citizenship, and that comes with, okay, we can vote, but they never made they never put the mechanism in place for the diaspora to really vote, except to say, well, if you want to vote, come to Haiti. Now, there's a lot of other countries in the world, including our neighbor, Dominican Republic, that allows their citizen to vote while they're living in the diaspora. France does it. There's a lot of other countries that I can cite that's allowing their citizen to vote while they're abroad. So this is one of the things that we're pushing right now. In 2022, the next election, 2021 really, the diaspora must vote. And I'm not saying going to Haiti. I'm saying taking a trip to maybe your consulate or your embassy, but the diaspora must vote in that election. We think, in the political system in Haiti, some of the problems that are happening, and I also get into the economics a little bit as well, since this is a forum that talks a lot about economics. So one of the things is that you have an electorate that is that necessarily are not completely educated about their civic roles. So the vote is such a powerful tool for a citizen in a republic, right? This is when you actually get to choose who represent you in government affairs. The country is ours. The country is for the people, right? We're just choosing who, when we have that big part that belongs to the whole country, the land, taxes that we collect to do collective good, we are selecting people to do that on our behalf. And when the citizen does not do that job properly, they allow politicians who are less than qualified to actually hold office, and then they get to complain that nothing is happening. Parliament has not passed laws, or has not passed laws that are significant. I don't want to get too in the details, but Parliament, deputies, senators, one of their job is to propose laws and change laws where there is need be. And in the past legislature, if you look at the list and see how many laws that they've worked on, there wasn't much. Now they do have another duty, which is to oversight for the government, which they take they take all the way to the right. They believe that controlling the government means don't let the government do anything. And so we also have some issues that are stem from the Constitution, right? So some of the issues from the Constitution, for example, would be in this oversight that Parliament can do, they can call the Prime Minister after 90 days of giving him a vote and question him. Now that's a good thing if the questioning was more toward helping the government do the right things. But often what happened is that there's a vote and this Prime Minister loses, he doesn't get a vote of confidence, and then you have no government. Now, in our experience with this Constitution, that has happened almost 30 times now. Prime ministers are barely able to stay for a month, right? So, we've been without a prime minister for 2 months now, or 3, or going to 3. In the meantime, the implications of that is that Haiti, the prime minister who was Lapin, who is actually taking care of day-to-day activities of the government, he cannot engage the government with other international institutions. He does not have the power to sign. He can only do day-to-day things that was already done. He's not a prime minister, right? And the new one that is nominated, I don't know when the session that he'll even present his agenda to Congress. So which means that in the meantime, if Haiti needs some money, they need to borrow money, they need to sign contracts, they can't, right? And as you may know, Chris, you in Haiti, right now, people are money strapped. I heard big businessmen. I have a friend who's a big businessman in Haiti. He's into construction. He was on the radio, I think, last night, and he's telling how many people that he had to let go. Over 100 people had to be let go because there is no transaction going on in the country. Everything is at halt, right? So United Front is looking at these things and say, okay, what caused that? Okay, what's causing it is we allowed the parliament to have way too much power, right? It's disrupting the idea of how the government works. Haiti is experimenting with president, prime minister, which they seem to have a problem understanding how that works, because presidents always try to find a prime minister that follows exactly what they say, and that's not the role of the prime minister, right? So we say, hey, maybe we should change the constitution and say since we seem to understand president, vice president better, we seem to follow the American system closer. One of the changes that we say, let's go to president, vice president. Then the people will already know who is their vice president. So they're voting that president for 4 years or 5 years, whatever term they want a term. We also wanted the term to be shorter, right? 5 years is too long, but we're also making it shorter, but allowing the president to do 2 terms back to back, as opposed to 5 years, and then you have to take a break. And maybe, so even if you had a president that was doing a good thing, right? After 5 years, he would have to leave office, stay out for 5 years, give to somebody who's not doing anything, and then hopefully he gets elected again. But in this system, if somebody is not doing anything, the president is not doing anything, he still get to stay 5 years, right? So we would want to cut that to 4 years so the people can quickly know that, well, we're going to have, because in a democracy, it's the people do have the power, and they can change government if they want to by going to the ballot box, right? So we need to give them the ballot box more often so they can make that change. When they don't get the ballot box, or when they feel that they are unable to make the change to the ballot box, then you get people to spill in the street and they want to do it by force, right? So what we've been seeing in Haiti right now in this unrest is the lack of the institution working properly and giving them something that they really need and they really voted for, and so they can. If they don't like the vice president, the president, they go, 4 years we can vote this guy out. So that's one of the changes that we're asking for. We created a document where we proposed 65 page document of different changes. And some of the changes that we really want to take out is any restriction on the diaspora. Okay, anybody who lives in the diaspora, Haitians are Haitians, regardless if you're in Haiti or in the States or in Chile or in Dominican Republic or wherever else Haitians do find themselves these days, that they are Haitian and they're able to contribute. Don't forget, talking to the economics now, we are 4 million strong and also $4 billion strong. Right? At least we sent $4 billion to Haiti, and if you do the math, people don't usually send all their money to Haiti, right? So if you take $4 billion, and if we said $4 billion is equal to about 10% of what Haitians are worth, then you do the math and see the worth of Haitians living in the diaspora. So we are a powerhouse. We have over, that's not me saying it, that's the World Bank and some other institution that have said that in the past 30 or 40 years, Haiti is depleted of its human resources. A lot of people who ended up leaving the country created a brain drain for the country that, so 80% of that brain drain is living outside the country, right? I'm not saying it as an insult. I mean, but the statistics are there that most people, if you graduate 10 doctors, 8 or 9 will move to the state, and you'll end up with 2.
So you mentioned that you guys are pushing legislation. You mentioned some of them already, right? So right now you guys are pushing for the most recent one was an update from our prime minister style to the presidential style. No restriction of the Haitian diaspora. The Haitian diaspora, can hold any office, right? I mean, is there a restriction? I mean, should someone at least live in the country for at least a year, maybe residency at the very least? I mean, does that unrestricted? Does that truly make sense?
Sure. I think there could be some limitation on presidency, but not saying Haitian who lived in in the States or who holds a different citizenship cannot hold certain office. Yeah. Or why currently in the Constitution, a Haitian who lives abroad can actually, and even if you had a different nationality, you can become mayor. But in order for you to become mayor in that area, you have to be living in that area for 3 years, right? So that's a big thing. You're asking somebody to actually, okay, I want to change my location, but you're asking me to live there for 3 years. Now, I'm going to give you an example in the United States, but sometimes it's not fair to just compare Haiti with the United States. But Hillary Clinton wanted to be senator of New York, right? And all she had to do was move her residence to New York. That was the requirement is that she's a resident of that state. Now, if we compare Haiti with New York, there is basically no comparison in terms of sheer size and sheer wealth and sheer GDP and everything else that they have to generate. So why do we make it so difficult? And I know it's not an exact correspondence, right? But people understand the states. The states, the states are sovereign, right? Each of the states of the United States are sovereign countries with a governor, and they just agreed to work in a federal system, right? So, but in order for you to move in another state, if I want to be governor of Texas, all I have to do right now is move to Texas and have residency. Now, the people in Texas are going to say, even if I was able to put myself on the ballot, they're going to say, who is this guy, right? Where did he come from? He's never lived here. How is he going to represent us? I may still be on the ballot and receive maybe one vote. I'll vote for myself. Maybe my wife will vote for me, right? But I wouldn't win. So it's the same thing. If a diaspora feels that they just came back 3 years or 4 years or whatever that minimum requirement is, certainly not 5 years, that the way it is right now, if the people do not like them and they feel like they haven't done anything to get recognized in the country, they shouldn't win the election. But you don't discount them outright, because what we are doing is basically casting 80% of the brain power of Haiti that could actually come and help in certain aspect. Now, I'm not saying all Haitians have to go to Haiti and run for president or any even office, certain offices, but we're also trying to leverage the playing field for everything. If you want to go do business in Haiti, there shouldn't be any difference. Like you said, it should be seamless. Like I should be able to get my papers done in Haiti, just like anybody who's well connected in Haiti get their papers done. As we all know, without naming names, that's not the way the country works right now.
Right. So I get the idea, right? The fact that we really need to think about making it easier, right? And maybe some restrictions might make sense, but at the end of the day, right now we have nothing. Right. I like the other idea, which is, again, allowing the Haitian diaspora to engage where they're at. So if you're in America, if you're in New York, if you're in Florida, wherever there's a consulate, wherever there's an embassy, to be able to go to your embassy and vote. And honestly, to be quite honest, we should make it even easier further than that. I know as an American, I can always just print out a absentee ballot and mail it. Right, no matter where I am in the world, I can just print absentee and mail it. So that's other stuff I'm sure that we should consider and think about doing. But you have 65 pages of legislation, and I want folks to know that you can find all of those things on the Haitian United Front website. In particular, it's currently located. It's a little in there. I'm sure it will be updated soon, but with an organizational transparency, you'll see it on the top tab. On the transparency, organization transparency, and you see a bunch of different documents that the United Front uses to or has written to what they're trying to do, and you can read it at your leisure, right? Now, and of course, there's quicker cheat sheets, smaller little tidbits. I think if you go to the Haitian diaspora Facebook page, the Haitian diaspora, the United Front of the Haitian diaspora Facebook page, you will be able to see like a quick cheat sheet of some of the bigger amendment points that they're trying to push in the current campaign and what they're trying to do right now. And that's available, right? So the resources are there. Start on the Haitian, again, it's www. In fact, let me put it on the screen here for folks who may have missed it. Right there, you see it, www.haitianunitedfront.org, right? For you to, and so let's leave this, because it's getting a little long. And so let's leave this to the last question I want to ask you, Albert. How do folks engage? Because you mentioned at the very beginning that, right now you have 50 plus organizations working together right now. And as I understand it, again, you guys aren't asking folks to change how they're doing their business, but nonetheless, just to plug in. And there's a sort of symbiotic relationship where, there is a sort of collaboration where not only are folks leverage and work together on issues they care about. You have a charity that's focused on education. You have another charity, for example, that's focused on health and medicine. You have another charity that's focused on the environment, right? And I believe, I know, guys, I know a little bit about this organization, so I'm answering for Albert. And there's committees. There's the education committee, right, that focuses on certain things. There's the medical committee that focuses on medicine and how to work together to accomplish the organizations who are part of its goals. But then also, how do we structure legislation, right? Because remember, it's politics. All roads leads to politics, guys. You can't run away from it. Not in America, and especially in Haiti. Then how do you structure legislation to say, okay, here's the laws on the books that would make it easier for people to get healthcare. Here's the laws on the books that would make it easier for folks to get education. Here's the laws on the books that would help ensure that the environment doesn't continue to degrade, right? So you see how folks can work together, right? Because there's power in numbers, right? It's great to have multiple organizations doing different things, but the name is in the name, right? I mean, it's on our flag. L'union fait la force. There's a reason why, I guess, you guys chose United Front of it. There's the power in you being united. So these groups can work together, and then still be part of this larger organization that's also working on pushing legislative change. So how do folks get engaged, Albert? We're all ears.
So yeah, Chris. So you nailed it on the head. Is that technically we we are trying to organize us and showing our effort in a better light, right? So I'll give you an example. So when you talk about health, so organization like HANA, like Association des médecins haïtiens, we also have a couple of organizations that start passing to my head that does disaster response, right? So United Front is kind of bringing everybody together and to know who is doing what. And also we play a bigger role when we actually, we have HRA, HDRU, all these organizations, they engage into the disaster response, right? So instead of a doctor, we're trying to solve many problems there, right? First, how do we engage Haiti when there's a disaster? So it's better to organize in one organization, creating a protocol of how we interface with the disaster response in Haiti, than to have a bunch of doctors who goes to Haiti and they don't know where to go. So sometimes one of them may want to say, well, I'm cap, right? But at the same time, the need is in Okai. So what's the need of you going to Okap if the need is in Okap? So we're trying to get all these things coordinated, but more importantly, in front of the other international organizations who may think that they actually help more than we help when there is a disaster, for example. When Matthew happened, HRA, which is one of the organizations that is part of HDU, and HDU is Haiti Recovery Relief Unit. We have a protocol HRA does United Front does, right? Because a member of organization is doing something, it's the organization that's doing it. And they have a protocol with a group part of UN, OSHA, and also with IOM. And IOM deals with us because they know that we are in contact with different organizations, and we're doing trainings on how to create makeshift tents and shelter right after a disaster, right? But what we do is collect all the information, all these organizations that have sent $10, $20, $50. We collect all that information as much as the organization is bringing it to United Front. We send that to the UN and said, in total, the Haitians, not just in money, but in kind, because what they do, they create these lists themselves, and they'll say the United States gave $2 million, right? And that's always a misnomer, because people think sometimes, especially after the earthquake, when people say $14 billion was going to go to Haiti, that actually Haiti did receive $14 billion. Not true, right? Because they also consider their in-kind donation, time that they spent doing stuff, right? So the Haitians, we are trying to connect that information as well, to compile it and send it to the UN and says, here's the contribution of the US, of the diaspora in this. And that money is all the remittance. Anytime there's something in Haiti, Haitians send more money because they want to help, right? So that's $1 billion or $1 million that we contribute to the country too. So don't discount it. But we have to be in an organized way, collect information, share information with others. And that's how we're going to have power as well, because they understand that we have a power. We are organized, and the power is in putting ourselves together, right? As l'union fait la force, right? So how can people who have an organization who's listening to this engage? www.haitianunitedfront.org. You can find a way to become a volunteer, become a member. Our meetings are posted on all social media, including our website. Every 2 months we have a membership meeting or an open meeting for anybody to participate. Come see what we are doing. The work is a lot. We can use a lot of hands. If you can give us the hand, we can always get a small donation from you, and you can also do that at the website. Anything helps. But the two issues I want to leave you with right now that we really want to press on, and is the Constitution of the Amendment. We need to call our deputies. Call your deputy of your section and tell them how important it is to put the constitutional amendment in the agenda for the next legislature to work on. That we have a very short time to get this done before January 20th, to get them to put that in the agenda. So we doing a big push to get familiar with on the website what we are proposing. Not everything that we're proposing will make it. There are other people proposing changes as well. But we'll be there lobbying and making sure that the diaspora is well represented and not left out. The other thing is to there's an electoral law in front of the parliament right now to allow the diaspora to vote in their consulate or their embassies. We need your help to somehow pressure the parliament to pass this law that will make this happen. Once they pass the law, then we'll pressure the legislative to put the resources that is needed to make this vote happen. I think that's gonna be a game changer. When the diaspora is gonna vote, the diaspora is not going to vote because somebody gave them a plate of food or some money. Or be pressured, because there will not be pressure outside the embassy. People will go and vote who they think should run the country, who they think should be in Senate, who they think should be deputies. And I think that would be a great a change. Now, is that going to change Haiti? I think that's a step forward. It may not change Haiti by itself. Haiti is work in progress. We have to constantly continue working toward making that country better. But I want all Haitians who are listening to this conversation today to think that Haiti is yours, right? It's not anybody else's. It's like having a house and you're hoping somebody else will come and clean it for you, right? It's us Haitians who have to put ourselves together to take Haiti out of its miseries right now. And I'm talking to the person who has no money, to the person who are the richest person. Your home is not in Florida, right? Your home is not in France. Your home is in Haiti. You have an interest, if you have money, to spend money in Haiti and make Haiti beautiful. Your kids will be better. Nobody will make it difficult for you to go to the beach. Um, and if you are if things are hard in financially for you in Haiti, you still have a thing that you can do. You still, as a citizen of this country, you still can clean the front of your house. You still can tell the boy that you see that's going in the wrong direction and tell him that what he's doing is wrong. Okay, we have to get back to morals. We have to get back to law and order, and we can create another country. Look at Rwanda. Okay, we're not looking at their massacre, but look at what they're doing. Okay, there's a lot of other countries. We can do this. Haiti was a beautiful place, can be a beautiful place, will be a beautiful place, but people stop thinking that this is somebody else's problem to solve.
Yeah, we have that responsibility. Albert, yes. Your words resonate to me. Your words resonate to my audience. I'm sure of it in the comments here. Before you go, let me read some of the comments, the most recent ones. Let me check out YouTube first. As always, I have 2 streams going on. Those who know me know that about me. And we have let me scroll all the way up to my last thing I wrote before. There's some back and forth between Steve Q and some other guys. Steve Q was a bit pessimistic on things, and my other comments was like, let's talk about solutions, right? Which is very important, and some positivity, right? Folks saying, they are all about, change, and some more folks. G. Diaries 10 said, big issues of Haiti. There's a lack of infrastructure, right? I agree totally. That's a big part of why Haiti is where it's at, and the lack of money being put towards. And we understand that the budget of Haiti versus the budget of, say, DR, it's apples and oranges. I know the education budget. Sorry, the budget of DR is somewhere $9 billion, and our total is only $2 billion, right? So there's going to be some difference when you look in terms of percentages. The percentage of how much the Haitian government puts towards education and infrastructure is going to be 5 to 10% of the budget, whereas DR puts up to 20 to 30%. So you can see, where the priorities are and where our priorities are. At least when I say our, the government that's running things. So I agree, Steve Q, and education is a very important question. Let me refit says it's not just Haiti. There's a lot of African countries that are being destroyed by white supremacy. That's a perspective, right? Certainly. So Jerry is 10, bad roads or trash everywhere, lack of electricity, certainly going back to the infrastructure question. John McNally says the current president, Jovenel, said Haiti has 5 major problems: corruption, right? Diaspora's too weak, right? That's a perspective. And of course, I don't want to piss off any PhD folks here, but Jovenel said corruption was a problem, and recently, his name was mentioned 60 times in a anti-corruption paper. So I don't know. We'll leave that alone, though. We won't get in that cup of soup. Steve Q finally says, the day they pass double nationality, Haiti will change. And listen, that's why we're here. First off, it's already been changed, to be clear. And I always hear, that's one thing that always annoys me, too. We don't need it's already been passed. Like, I'm living proof. I'm here as a U.S. citizen with all the full rights of a Haitian national. Okay, it's been passed. So what's left is implementation on voting, right, as Albert mentioned, and other aspects of being able to run for any office. So other aspects. So let's be clear. There is double nationality in Haiti right now. Okay, let's be very clear. Let's remove that from the lexicon of conversation. That exists right now, but there needs to be more openness to allowing the diaspora to engage politically. And there is hope for Haiti because we are living. I love it, Steve Q. Steve Q, we turn Steve Q around. If that's my special effects, I'd give some fireworks. Turn Steve Q around from somebody being very pessimistic to somebody being very optimistic. Let's take a look at Facebook. Facebook, let's see, let's scroll up. Jean Carlo Demizar said, 224 rive pour tomber la main chaque jour. Quand des plein pape et pape rien, pays a si nous rive traverser yon sel rive n'a bay 100 000 jobs pour petit, right? And then he follows up and says, chaque kao te a bay 4 un pile direct, right? Okay, well, Gene, we're with you, right? So Clifford Lacey follows up and says, my guy has mad degrees. Haitians don't play. That's a shot to you, Albert. And Giancarlo follows up some more. Says, si nous vivons traverser de l'eau, toi, oh, I think you just repeated. Wait, toi, 500 KO a créé travail pour tête yo, mes amis, a tout fini dans le pays, 4 millions de dollars US. Si nous pouvons faire ça, multiplié par 4 égale 2 millions de jobs directs, plus 4 millions de jobs indirect. All right, so that seems to be like a heck of a project. Giancarlo, make sure you message me. I'd love to learn more about that project offline, and maybe we can do a Seejeanty on location on that project. All right, and for folks who doubt my ability to talk and read Creole, boom, I just made y'all feel bad. Patricia Cadet, thanks for being on. Appreciate you. All right. Clifford Lacey said, great guess, right? Great guess. Agreed elections are needed this year. We had some more. The current status of the 65 pages of legislation. Is it sitting in a drawer somewhere? No, I already responded while Albert was talking. And I mentioned that I gave him the link actually to where it is. What the short of it is, if you go to HaitianUnitedFront.org, you will be able to find that document. Right now it's listed under organizational transparency, but I'm sure it's going to be moved very soon to somewhere a little more upfront and clear and quicker for people to find, given that this is a question. And then we have another question will be voted on, not just where it was. And then we responded that the Haitian United Front of Haitian Diaspora is working on trying to get that in front of legislators. That's why Albert mentioned we need folks to engage with with politicians there, particularly if you're already on the island. He had a great idea because once you said, Albert, to compile, to call them, Clifford Lacey followed up and said, hey, compile a list of phone numbers, right? So that might be something.
We have it. We have it.
Okay.
We have it. We can put it on. We can put it on our website for people to know who their representative are and their numbers. Yes.
Okay. So Clifford Lacey, look out for that. That's going to be posted very soon online. All right. It's a great question. Love it. Yves Coulange said, hey, you guys talking in right here? Are you going to make a difference to Haiti or try to fix it? Okay. So Yves was talking to the chatters in there. And so, yeah, I agree. There's action. We're about action here. And he finally said, like I said, if you guys want to fight the good fight, what we did, America is not going to work. Fight for what Haley, I don't quite understand that part, unfortunately, but I'm assuming, I don't know. I don't want to assume anything. I didn't quite catch that last.
I think that was fight the Haiti fight.
Okay, fight the Haiti fight. Oh, Haley. Okay, fight the Haiti fight. All right. And final few last comments here on the YouTube side. Haiti needs more transparency. I totally agree. And G. Dars, I believe Haiti will be beautiful again if we put our hands together to fix it. I love it. And that's Amen. A great place to end it. Albert, I want to leave you. What any last words before you sign off?
I want to tell the people of Haiti and the diaspora is always with you. We're never forgotten you. We sent $4 billion to Haiti. We have more of it. And the biggest riches that we actually can give to you is our brain power. Allow us to bring you that brain power, and Haiti will flourish again one day, hopefully in our lifetime, in all of our lifetime. Haiti will change. We always side with the people, but we are also a law-abiding organization. We follow the law. We adhere to the Constitution. We want people to think of constitutional solution. Though we want to change the Constitution, but the Constitution it is constitutional to change the Constitution. Right? So find solutions that Haiti needs. This sit down, the national dialogue. The United Front is ready and willing to be the leader on the table to bring all sides together, to have that national dialogue. We need all of our. There is this, when we are in the diaspora, when we are looking at somebody who says, well, I am a PHTK or I'm not PHTK, for me, or a lot of the diaspora is like, you're fighting the wrong fight. Okay. We have a bigger community called the international world. Okay. We are not fighting. Let's stop fighting among ourselves so we can fight with nations, because other nations are moving forward at lightning speed while we're fighting petty fights. So we need to really have that national dialogue, have an agreement to put that country in a direction, to make it a good place for all of us, and I mean all Haitians who are born, regardless of your color, regardless of where sous mon andrio mon la ville. Tout haïtien c'est haïtien, et Haïti c'est pas non, c'est nous te goum et ancêtre nous te goumé pour lui, et faut que nous même qui ça que nous fait pour lui. Je pense que ancêtres nous te ka ap virer lan tom yo kounya in view of what we've done to the country that they fought so hard to give us.
Albert.
So let's get together, join the fight. Like I said, come become a member of the United Front. Come join, become a supporter, become a donor. Call your senators. That list, we'll put it online as somebody requested, that we want this constitutional change and we want to be able to vote in the next year. Thank you very much, Chris, for hosting me today.
No problem, Albert. I want to thank you so much. This won't be the last time you're out here. I want to have a dialogue with your organization, and hopefully maybe next time we'll bring someone else who's part of a different committee and talk about the aspects and some of the things going on there. So it's going to be an ongoing conversation because, as I mentioned in the beginning, you can't ignore politics, in Haiti, because all the problems and ailments of Haiti currently is in politics. So HaitianUnitedFront.org, everyone. Again, Albert, thank you so much for coming on today. And I want to just leave folks with a final word, a final thought, which is for the folks who missed the beginning of our live, which was that, I don't do politics, right? I'm very much focused on the business side of things. And I'm going to continue to do that. Nothing's going to change. But it's totally irresponsible for anyone to advise about changing Haiti and not mention, not talk about, not have as a side on the plate a political aspect. And that's why I wanted to bring the United Front of the Haitian Diaspora. It's the website that messed me up. The website has Haitian United Front, but then their name is United Front of Haitian Diaspora. The Haitian United Front of the Haitian Diaspora on to talk about what they're doing and how they're engaged and how you can engage. Because as a Haitian diaspora who's returned, there needs to be an avenue for folks to change things. Because as I've been here physically seen with my two eyes, I'm telling you, I had one brother in here that said white supremacy. Historically, you can say the fact that it took the United States up until 1860 to even recognize us as a country. And then it wasn't until the early 1900s that, formally things, they started engaging us formally on the level of diplomacy, right? You can certainly say there was 1960, the Civil Rights Act actually was really when there was a formal embassy, and formal dialogue with Haiti. So it took, we were 1804, 1960, right? Over 100 and some odd plus years to get 100% fully recognized status, totally recognized status from the United States. So you can argue that. You can argue a certain aspect of that. But maintenant, today, je dis à la, quand je suis avec vous, quand je parle avec vous, nous avons un problème politique sur nous-mêmes, comme dit nous-mêmes, les Haïtiens, pas pour, mais m'a dit c'est nous-mêmes, tout pour nous, classe politique là, c'est là le problème là, period, right? And as much as someone can come here and be successful in business, as much as someone can come here and provide jobs, I mean, my office here, I have 7 folks working for me. I'm looking to continue to grow and do different things and hire. Next year, I want to double. I want to be at 14. The year after that, I want to double again. I want to be at 40. I want to be at 100 the year after that. But I can provide so many jobs here, but it won't matter if at the end of the day, when my guys leave here and go home, the roads aren't done. My guys who work in my office, they leave here and they go to their homes without electricity. And my guys who live here, on their way home, they get into a car accident in a moto and there's no hospital, right? All because the government isn't building roads. All because the government isn't making the right relationships to build power plants and build the infrastructure. My guy who gets hurt on the way leaving work and goes to the hospital and can't get to the hospital because there's no one near, there's not a good one nearby because the government isn't putting money in building hospitals and paying doctors and paying facilities, right? And most importantly, my other business people who want to come into the country and are discouraged because of the corruption, discouraged because of how difficult it is to register your business. That is all at the feet of today's government. There's no Gros Blanc sitting in front of Parliament that's saying, no, you can't build hospitals. There's no Gros Blanc sitting in front of our tax office saying it has to be this difficult to register a business. There's no Gros Blanc saying, no, we're not going to, you're not going to allow it to build power plants. There's no Gros Blanc saying, that pothole that's in the center of the street, that's been in the center of the street for 6 months now, and it's totally messing up your car every time you pass by. You can't fix that. There's no Gros Blanc saying that. What it is, it's 100 deputies who, instead of regulating the business of the country, they're instead focused on removing PMs out of power, that before they can initiate any programs, they're focused on impeachment. Meanwhile, not voting a PM and thus not allowing an election to be held. So they're going to go out of October. When October runs out, they're going to run out of power, right? And so, so again, all these things come back to the feet of the government, and it's important to talk about that change and that improvement. And so that's why I wanted the Haitian United Front, the United Front of the Haitian Diaspora, to get an opportunity to visit and speak. And why I want you guys to go to www.haitianunitedfront.org, check out what's going on, check out what they're doing. If you feel so inclined, become a member, donate to what they've got going on. It's really important that at the end of the day, while this channel's focus is business and how to be successful, given the realities on the ground and how in long term, that's how this country really will change. Simultaneously, to help elevate the quickness of business to be able to change the country, there needs to be a better political environment for that business to grow. And that's what the Haitian United Front is doing. And that's why I want United Front of Haitian Diaspora is doing. And that's why I want you guys to be aware of it, to engage. And that's where I'm going to leave it. I saw a little similar saying, sometimes when I notice whenever I'm on Facebook for over an hour, I can start to get errors saying, oh, your stream's acting up. So let me get offline, guys. For those who are here for the whole hour, holy crap, I appreciate the hell out of you guys. Those who are here for the full hour, wow, thank you. I appreciate the hell out of you. Thank you. We'll be back to our regular schedule of what we're doing throughout the week. Look out for the next Haiti Biz episode tomorrow. And as always, guys, until we're back at it again, we'll be back at it again. Peace.